75 hard. 75 hard is a ridiculous mental challenge program. For those of you who don't know what 75 hard is, it is a program that does just that. It is a mental challenge. You have to do 2 45-minute workouts every day. One has to be outside. You need to drink a gallon of water every day. You need to read 10 pages of a self-help book or a book that is helping you get to where you want to go. 10 pages every day. You have to take a progress picture every day, and you have to choose a diet to aid your workouts and essentially the body that you want to have. And so in addition to that, no cheat meals and no alcohol. Those are the rules of 75 hard. And you do all of those things for 75 days. The crazy part is, I know all of that is crazy, but the crazy part is if you miss any one of those things on any given day, you have to start the program over. That's crazy. Jenny and I did 75 hard. We attempted in 22, February of 22. We started March, maybe April. I don't know. Spring of 22. And I got to day 28 and quit. Details don't matter, but I tried it. It was rough, made it as far as I could, and life got in the way. I allowed life to get in the way, and I did not finish. July 1st, August 1st. Yeah, August, September, October. August 1st, that same year, we started again. This time I was prepared. I knew what kind of workouts I wanted to do. That's when I started walking with my weighted vest, 45 minutes outside. I knew that I needed to really up my veggie and fruit intake. And so I put that on my diet, fruits or veggies with every single meal. That's what we're going to do. Every single meal, fruit or veggies, every meal. Drinking my water. I was a reader. I am a reader. So it wasn't really a big deal to read every day. But all of these things, this is what I did during 75 hard. This year, or the second time in 22, we did it. Completed the entire program, all 75 days, taking my pictures, reading my books, doing the workouts, all of that. Now, as extreme as that is, I had slowly but surely been working my way into this for probably the previous 2 years on the physical side. The mental side was something I did not expect. But when I got done, I had to look at my life where it was, and I had to figure out what was next. What was I going to do to continue this process? And that is where I had to do what I call learn and adjust. I had direction. I had tools and resources. I made a plan. I practiced the plan. And now I was at a place where I had to say, okay, what's working and what's not? And that is how we get to this. That's how we get to this point called learn and adjust. The value of learning and adjusting is through the roof. So often when we jump into a new process, or we're practicing the new process, or we're trying to make it work or figure it out, so many people do one of two things. One, they either keep going with bad tools that are not working for them, or two, they quit too early because they don't think it works for them. And so learning and adjusting allows us to see where we are and to evaluate what we can do from here to continue achieving the goals we want to achieve and becoming the people we want to become. That's the beauty of learning and adjusting. So when we talked about practicing consistently, we already know that we're not going to do it perfectly. We know we're going to fail. We know we're going to mess up. The question is, what will you do in response to that? How are you going to bounce back from not being able to do it? What tools do you have in the bag to make sure that you can keep moving forward to where you want to go and not stay stuck where you are? So that's what we're doing today. That's what we're covering, learning and adjusting. When you try something new, you're going to fail. We know that. Duh. Every child that's learning how to walk, I was thinking about this the other day. Kids fall so much that it is just part of their lives. It is not something that they like freak out about. When was the last time you just fell? Like you were just walking, you tripped, you fell. When was the last time that happened? It's such an event. Like it's such an event as an adult that we make fun of people. We laugh at like, oh man, when I fell, I was like, ugh, that was a crazy sound. You said, ugh. That's how little we fall in our lives. But it is such a normal part of a child's life that they don't even realize what's happening. They fall, they get up, and they keep it moving. And so for us as adults, obviously, we are not falling a lot, but there are things we are trying to learn and things that we are doing that we do not achieve. We fail at them. And so how do we respond? How do we bounce back? Learning and adjusting is what this is about. When I try something new and it doesn't work, what am I going to do? And so learning and adjusting in the simplest is just about flexibility. Being able to be flexible enough to say, hey, this isn't working how I would like it to work. This is too hard. It's too easy. The results are there, but not the ones I want. How can I not just see what's happening, but what can I do to make this better? And I love this question again, because it gives us some room to evaluate where we are. It gives us some room to have grace for ourselves. I know it isn't going to be perfect. I know it's not just going to happen. So what am I doing? What do I like? What do I not like? All of these things. Last week, I used the podcast itself as the example of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And if y'all could have seen this setup, I've gone through like 4 or 5, maybe 6 different setups in all of these videos. And we're just on episode 6 or 7, whatever this is. I don't know. But I've gone through so many different setups because I have been learning and adjusting. Just by practicing, by putting myself out there, by doing it, everything has been adjusted in some way, shape, or form. And that's the beauty of process. Being flexible to say, how can I do this better? How can I get to where I want to go that much quicker? What's working? What's not working? So the first question I want to pose in this part of the process of this learning and adjusting, how do I actually do that? How do I not just jump to, oh, it's not working, I quit? How do I get to a place where I want to learn, I want to adjust, and I know I need to do that? How do I do it? One, it's all in how you approach the situation. It's all in how you approach what you're doing, where you want to go, and how you want to get there. So the first thing is I have to know that failure is going to happen and that failure is a gift. When something doesn't work for me exactly how I envisioned it working, I need to see what worked, what didn't work, and why that is. And when I can see and understand why something happened, that changes the whole game. Why allows me room to dissect, again, what's working and what's not, and how I can do it better on the next attempt. Failure is nothing more than an opportunity to grow. But if I see failure only as something that hinders me or stops me from progress, well, then that's when I become a failure. But failing does not make you a failure. Staying where you are makes you a failure. And so I have to ask not just what happened, but why, and what can I do better next time? That's the beauty of learning and adjusting. Failure is a gift. When I can look at failure as a gift, again, it allows me to do so many new things. And one massive tool that I love explaining to people is the idea of a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. The person that has a growth mindset, let's start with fixed mindset. The person that has a fixed mindset fully believes that their characteristics, abilities, their capabilities, those are that's a set range that you are given when you are born. Everything comes naturally to you or not. Either you have it or you don't. There is nothing that you can do to change your capability, your ability, how you approach things, or anything like that. What is, and that's it. You have it or you don't. That is a fixed mindset. A growth mindset believes that I can change, I can grow, I can learn new things, I can challenge myself and grow and become a better person. I can become a skilled person. That is the growth mindset person. So when I'm in my learn and adjust phase, growth mindset and fixed mindset are going to do a wonder for me when I sit back and try to evaluate where I am. Either I'm going to have a growth mindset that says, what can I change? What can I do? What can I become from this experience? And the fixed mindset person looks at the failure and says, see, I knew I couldn't do it. And they stay stuck right there. But if I can carry a growth mindset, even just the smallest amount of curiosity, it'll change so many things for me. Approaching life and approaching challenges as a growth-minded person, everything is an opportunity to get where I want to go. If I approach it as a fixed-minded person, then there's nothing I can do to change the circumstance. There's so little that I can affect. There's so little that I can change. There's so little I can influence. And we've all seen it, whether you think you can or can't, that's true. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, that is true. And that is what a growth mindset and a fixed mindset looks like. Either I can do it and I'm going to figure this out, or I cannot do it and this is just what it is. And this is what my life will be. But taking the time to learn and adjust, I have all this data from everything that I've been doing because I've been practicing consistently. I've been tracking my wins. I've been doing it. Check mark, check mark, check mark. Crossing it off, marking it off. I'm making it happen. This was good. This wasn't good. How can I do this better? How can I say that better the next time? I am exercising my muscle of growth, my mindset muscle of growth. That's what I'm doing. So I have to approach this with a growth mindset. Every single moment, every single challenge that I take on, I am going to develop more growth, more resilience with learning and adjusting. I love that this path that I'm walking, this isn't working well or as well as I would hope. How can I fine tune this to keep going? Because the beauty of learning and adjusting allows me to refine my plan, to refine my goal. I can refine it, and now I can move more efficiently. So going back to this workout story, 75 hard. There's no possible way I'm going to do 2 45-minute workouts a day. I'm not, right? But I have to learn and I have to adjust. I enjoy the way I feel when I work out. I enjoy the way I feel when I drink water. I enjoy reading. I have grown so much as a person, but I cannot do that plan forever. So let me adjust it so I can still get the results I want. I do not want to work out, but I love walking now. So now I'm going to keep walking. I learned what I liked. I learned what was working and I adjusted. That was 2 years ago. And now I'm out here running 5Ks and 10Ks just because. I don't even know how we got there. But continuing to refine what I am doing, why I am doing it, allows me to continue to grow. So learning and adjusting, yes, I have to have a plan. I've got to practice this plan consistently, but I have to take the data that I'm getting from the practice and I got to figure out what's working. I got to figure out what's happening and I got to figure out how can I do it better, more efficiently? How can I get to where I want to get to that much quicker? That's the beauty of learning and adjusting. Everybody is capable of doing this. You got to slow down. You got to breathe. We said last week, you got to give yourself some grace. You got to give yourself some time and give yourself some room to do this. But everyone is capable. At the moment that you think, oh, I can't do this, you'd have to pause your brain and say, hey, yes, we can. We just have to figure it out. What's working? What's not working? You got to be curious. You got to ask questions and you can move forward. Learning and adjusting is so vital and so great in the long run. I promise you, you will not regret it when it comes to using this step. So as always, I appreciate y'all being here. Life change is possible. Life change is here. It is yours. You can do it. You can make it happen. I believe in you. The question is, do you believe in you? Do you believe in you? That's the question. Let's change some lives. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening. Please subscribe. Please share. If this is something that is helping you, please send it to someone else so they also can change their lives. Let's do it, man. Gosh, I'm so pumped up. Anyway, remember, shift happens on purpose. Shift happens on purpose. I will see y'all next week. Peace out.